Welcome back. So today we're getting all the dirt on the Roanoke Valley Nursery Survey Project. Sean Jadrczyk from the Virginia Cooperative Extension is here to tell us more. Welcome, Sean.
Thank you for having me here.
So, Sean, what is this service, or the survey rather, all about?
So the survey highlights the native plants that are available at the local nurseries in our region here in Roanoke.
And so it was a few different organizations that came together for this?
Yeah, it was the Virginia Master Gardeners, the Virginia Master Naturalists, the Plant Natives Southwest Virginia, as well as the Blue Ridge Native Wildflower Society.
And so they came together, they created this survey. So how can folks at home use this resource?
Yeah, so if you're looking for a native plant, you basically search the spreadsheet for the native plant that you're looking for. And then it'll also list all the nurseries in our region that have that native plant. So it'll help you, help you locate those native plants. So you don't have to order them online. You can support our local nurseries by purchasing them right here in our region.
And so we talk a lot about native plants here on All the Dirt, but for folks who are still kind of confused, not really sure what it is, can you define what a native plant is?
Yeah, so native plants have basically evolved to occur naturally in our region and habitats around here and in our ecosystems. They've basically, evolved to develop these relationships with the plants and animals around them in this kind of interconnected web of life.
And why is that so important to, to continue to plant these native plants?
Yeah, so these native plants are basically a source of food for a lot of our wildlife and animals that we have around here. So for example, there could be, the larva of an insect that basically feeds on these directly on these native plants. And then we have pollinators that may feed on the nectar and pollen on these native plants as well.
And so if it's not native, then it would probably be invasive, is that correct? And that would have an impact on that?
No, there are plants that are not native that are invasive. Some non-natives are beneficial as well. But a lot of our native plants just have very specific insects that have evolved to utilize them. Probably the most beneficial of our native plants, if you wanted to plant one thing that would do the most for the environment, it'd be an oak tree.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, because oak trees, they can attract, and they discovered that about 450 or over 450 insects and animals depend on those oak trees for food.
Wow.
So, and then you might have something like a, monarch butterfly. They basically, the larval stage of the butterfly depends on the milkweed plant. The milkweed plant is the only plant that the monarch butterfly larvae feed on, and that's going to basically support the monarch butterflies. There's other native plants like the pawpaw tree. That's going to produce, a tasty fruit that humans can eat. But then it's also the host plant for the zebra swallowtail butterfly. So if you want the zebra swallowtail butterfly, which is one of the beautiful native butterflies for our region, you need those native pawpaw trees to support that.
And so you mentioned there are a couple of native ones, but you brought a couple of things as examples today too. What do you have? Yeah,
so dandelions are just one of the first things that flower in the spring. It's one of the first native flowers in the spring. It's a very important pollen and nectar source for our native bees, as well as the European honeybee that produces honey. I scrounged around and find some leftover acorns, and the acorns are just so abundant underneath oak trees. You'll just see the whole floor of the oak, underneath an oak tree, just littered with the remnants of acorns. And each oak tree could produce up to 30 pounds of acorns. That's 30 pounds of food for all of those native animals that depend on them.
That's amazing. So, and it's a lot of knowledge to understand too, so that's why this survey is so great, because it's all in one place. I believe, do you know the website? I know we have the website. I think we can get it up on the screen. But do you know it off the top of your head?
I don't know it off the top of my head, but yeah, so there's the nursery survey, but then they also have a good spreadsheet on plants that are native to Southwest Virginia, and that spreadsheet talks about the size of the plants, when they flower, and what wildlife they're going to attract. So that's a good resource to use as well. Yeah,
this is, a great website that you want to check out, plantvirginianatives.org. Sean Jadrczyk from the Virginia Cooperative Extension, thanks so much for giving us all the dirt today on the Roanoke Valley Nursery Survey Project.
Happy to help.
Stick around, we'll be right back.